Hey, it's Raffy Garcia here. Welcome to my MySpace profile. I hope your visit is, you find something here that, that really connects with you and, builds a bondage between me and you. Just want to take a couple minutes and just introduce myself and let you know that, I'm here to help you. I'm here to, offer my, my advice, the experience I've had, working, working a full-time job and also being able to have the time to work my home business part time, and that's one thing that I don't see a lot of other people out there doing. A lot of people say that that they're working their business full time. Me, I'm different. In the beginning, you kind of need that that kind of security that that you've got money coming in, while you're building your business on a part-time basis. I know that my business is going to be successful. I know that I'm going to make it big and that I'll be financially independent, within, respectively 2 to 4 year period. I've rationalized that, and I know that, that's a commitment I'm willing to make, and I hope that you'll make that same commitment to yourself, regardless of what business you start or what industry you go into. Just make sure that that's about the time that's going to take. Now, for me, like I said, I do have a full-time job that I work, Monday through Friday. I put my 40 hours in, but I'm also dedicating, about 20 to 25 hours a week. That's because that's the time that I have and that I want to dedicate to my internet business. That I operate fully online. Okay, every person that I've ever gotten to work with, has been online through through emails, through blogs, through videos. I'm very new to the my story marketing and the whole video thing, and it's one of the best ways to go. So I've had some awesome results so far. So I decided to make this other video and just kind of personalize a little bit more and just welcome you to my MySpace profile. I'd love to hear from you. So just stick around, read my story, watch some of my other videos, go to some of my websites that I have up there, get some information about what I'm up, what I'm up into, and what the things that I'm working on, and how I'm doing what I'm doing, and if you find that you share some of the things that I share, and that you can see us working together, then hey, by all means, give me a call, send me a message, whatever you need to do, just get in contact with me, every month I have a little program that I like to call, which is the project of the month, and every month I choose two people who show interest, and want to become financially independent, respectively within a 2 to 4 year period. Now what I do is I dedicate that month to those two people, my time, helping them build their business, get their customers, and build that loyalty, that month to month business that's gonna produce volume, and in turn is gonna produce some income for those people. Now, so far, since I've been doing this for the last couple of months, it's been working great. The people that I've helped out, have been having a lot of success in their businesses. Why? Because they're teaching the same step, the same system, and it's just been working down, down through the lines. So just have that in mind, that I am a person who has a full-time job, yet I'm able to dedicate a couple of part-time hours, 20 to 25 hours averaging each week into my business, working it online, completely online. The only time I actually have the contacts is when I get the phone calls, but it's mostly people calling me. I don't call people anymore. I don't buy leads anymore. Let's see what I used to do. I don't phone call people, cold calling. I don't try to sell my friends or family members on this, On the contrary, after doing this for a couple of months now, some of my good buddies and friends of mine, they started coming to me, kind of being a little bit intrigued and kind of interested in being, hey, what are you doing? What are you up to? So that's the beauty of this. That's when you got a system down and you got the mentors and you got the people behind you who are helping you do this. And and when you start building that self improvement, self development in yourself, and start believing that you actually can do this, and you actually can work this thing part time while keeping your full time job, because it does not interfere with the activities that your job requires. I'm a young guy, and for me to be doing this, it's something of a challenge, because now I could be out there, partying up with my friends, or doing this and that, having fun, which is what which everybody else around my age is doing, So just having that in mind, that it's all in the mind. It's all on what you want out of life and what you're willing to sacrifice now, so that you can have that later on in the future, which is not too far. If you look at this respectively, within 2 years, your life could change completely. You could be vacationing wherever you want, have all the lifestyle you want, and then compared to working your job 2 years from now, who knows? You might get a couple raises here and there, but you'll basically be doing the same thing. So there's not really much to look at in your job. I know that my job is paying the bills right now, and making sure that I have the income coming in, to kind of survive, And I also know that this business that I'm working on, it's going to allow me to do much more of that later, 2 years from now, later on, And like I said, and like you'll read on my story, I love to travel. There's a lot of places that I have on my, in my goal sheet that I want to go to, and my ultimate goal is to return back and go back to my home country, Mexico, and just just work my business online. That's the beauty of it, where I don't have to be stuck in a certain place and doing the same thing over and over again, that I don't like. So just keep this thing short. I think I kind of been rambling on too much. So just watch my other videos. Contact me. Welcome to my MySpace profile. Log on to my blog or subscribe to it. I'll be posting a whole bunch of videos and articles on there that I'm sure you'll find helpful and useful towards your goals for 2008 and the years to come. With that, I'm going to sign off. I just wish you, whatever time of the day is, just have an awesome rest of the day. God bless you, and add me as a friend, and look forward to hearing from you and your story, your backgrounds, your goals, your ambitions in life. Just share them. So thank you so much for for watching this video, and hopefully you've got something useful out of it. All right, take care.